without so much as a warning, life hangs in the balance. Human endeavor turns to chaos. And within seconds, nothing will ever be the same. Ever.
No matter what road one travels, a single moment can mean the difference between triumph and tragedy. A stunt driver's attempt to set a new world jump record ends in a terrible crash. And chaos rules the road as a series of collisions between buses and cars leaves a trail of automotive carnage. Time to assume the crash position, because things are about to get destroyed in seconds.
Mark Hager lives life on the edge. And he wouldn't have it any other way. A Hollywood stuntman and 6-time world record holder, Hager is the creator of a pyrotechnic stunt show appropriately called the Brotherhood of Destruction. January 2006. Hager and the Brotherhood are at a monster truck show to try and set a new world record for the longest car jump in an indoor stadium. To break the record of 121 feet, Hager figures he'll need a longer ramp with an angle of trajectory steeper than he's ever used before. Hager reaches 61 miles per hour on the 1,000-foot approach. He launches 43 feet into the air, lands nose first. Then bounces another 70 feet before landing on the next-to-last catch car, just feet from the stadium floor. His crew rushes in. Hager's wife awaits word on her husband's fate. Moments later, the stunt rider emerges uninjured from his crushed car. Hager says he was unprepared for how far and high his bounce would send him. He still manages to set a new world record by jumping a total of 145 feet. Hager is retired from stunt performing. He now works behind the camera as a stunt coordinator. September 17th, 2009. Funnel clouds hover over this quaint resort town on the Spanish coast. The accompanying storms bring heavy rains and widespread flooding. Downtown streets become swollen rivers, engulfing cars and trucks over several days and nights. Just when it looks like the storms have passed, diners at this restaurant discover that the drama is far from over. A tornado slams into the beachfront cafe. Customers and employees run for cover amid breaking glass, flying plates, and ceiling cave-ins. One customer is hit by a falling partition. Another is trapped by the collapsed roof. Frantic employees rush to close the glass doors, hoping to prevent further damage. Moments later, the small tornado dissipates as quickly as it touched down. 4 people are injured. Damage to the cafe and the immediate area totals $132,000. Spain averages 30 tornadoes a year. Although they tend to be weaker than the hugely destructive twisters seen in the US, they still pack a wallop.
Red to amber, then to green, and away they go.
The racing sidecar is an aerodynamic, high-speed breed all its own.
Stevie Webster in the lead. Second, Rolf Ballard. Third is Egbert Stroyer.
Steve Webster and Tony Hewitt team up at this championship sidecar race in Assen, Holland. Webster steers from inside the cab, while Hewitt crouches on a 2x3-foot platform wearing no safety harness.
Could this be Britain's next world champion?
When navigating a twisting course at 100 miles per hour, timing and teamwork are paramount. But on a cold, wet track, sometimes that's not enough.
Oh, it is in trouble. Onto the grass. Webster got in a big slide. They're going backwards into the ditch. Whack, bang, wallop. Steve Webster, 25 years of age.
June 29th, 1985. It's round 3 of the Sidecar World Championships. It's cold and the track is wet. Driver Steve Webster, known as King of the Three-Wheel, and his teammate Tony Hewitt advance to the front of the pack. But everything changes when they approach turn 4.
Oh, he's in trouble. Onto the grass. Webster got in a big slide. They're going backwards.
The cold track surface keeps the sidecar's tires harder, reducing traction. The sidecar suddenly jerks to the right, then careens across the infield and into a ditch filled with rainwater. The cab bounces with Webster still inside. Hewitt is ejected into the 8-foot ditch.
The outfit was the driver. Well, there's Steve Webster.
Initially, Webster is on his feet, but moments later, he collapses.
That left arm looks broken.
Bystanders come to Hewitt's aid.
And there is the passenger, Tony Hewitt. What a disaster for the British crew.
He lays on the ground in severe pain.
And certainly a problem there. Looks to be in a great deal of pain.
The two racers leave the track in an ambulance. Due to their injuries, both Webster and his racing partner decide to sit out the rest of the 1985 sidecar season.
The crowd sympathetically cheer.
But their careers are far from over. Not only do Webster and Hewitt fully recover from this accident, they go on to win 3 consecutive Sidecar World Championship titles.
Oh, it is in trouble. Onto the grass. Webster got in a big slide. They're going backwards into the ditch. Whack, bang, wallop. Oh, what a terrible crash there.
Although statistics show that public buses are one of the safest ways to commute, accidents do happen. Albuquerque, New Mexico. A bus with 11 passengers approaches an intersection where cars are making left turns. One driver fails to turn in time. It's believed the driver of the SUV runs a red light. The bus rams the vehicle into a light post and pins it up against a bridge support beam. The passengers are shaken up, but none are seriously injured. The driver of the SUV suffers 4 broken ribs. San Antonio, Texas. A truck speeds through a red light. Seeing the oncoming vehicle, the bus driver prepares for impact. A passenger shields his daughter. The bus rolls into oncoming traffic, severing a fire hydrant and slamming into a telephone pole. Everyone on the bus walks away uninjured. The truck driver is cited for failure to stop at a red light. On Long Island in New York, a chartered bus takes the carpool lane. A semi-truck ahead changes lanes. The semi-driver loses control and pins a sports car into the center divider. The bus slams into the car, wedging it underneath the trailer. The driver of the sports car suffers a neck injury and bruising. Passengers on the bus escape the ordeal with only minor injuries. Despite these documented crashes, accidents on buses are rare. When they do happen, less than 1,000th of 1% result in a fatality. Heavy smoke brings fire crews to this shoe store. Although the source of the flames are deep within the building, the firefighters must attack the flames from outside due to heavy smoke. But none of them realize that this fire is about to come to them. A smoky fire burns inside this shoe store. Firefighters battle the blaze from all angles as trapped smoke escapes into the street. Firemen attempt to crawl under the thick plume to douse the flames. As temperatures in the heart of the inferno reach upwards of 1,500 degrees, objects begin to combust due to the intense heat, a phenomenon known as flashover. Firefighters hold their ground even as they're showered with fiery debris. After enduring 4 hours of thick smoke and extreme temperatures, the crews are exhausted, but they've got a handle on the blaze. One firefighter suffers a broken leg and internal bruising after a 2-story fall. Total damages to the store are estimated at over $750,000, including $50,000 worth of merchandise. The blaze was sparked by a short circuit in a cash register. Torrential rains and mountainous terrain make this country one of the most geologically unstable locations in the world. After several weeks of heavy rain, some of the residents in the town of Mercedes fear the worst. Hundreds of families flee to safety. Thousands more choose to stay behind. The saturated soil causes heavy runoff on this hillside. Fears become reality as the ground begins to move, uprooting everything in its path. This tree is the first to succumb. As the mudslide suddenly picks up speed, rain-soaked earth pours down the steep hill with incredible force. Within seconds, a 2-story house is leveled. A second home, further down the hill, is ripped apart and flattened in seconds. The destructive force that drives the landslide is not the water or the mud, but gravity. As the drenched earth is pulled downward, nothing can stand in its way. Locals rush up the hill to aid possible victims. Luckily, no one is in either home when the landslide occurs. These homes are two of the 500,000 that are damaged or destroyed by flooding in the area over a 3-month period.
Many sprints are underway.
Wing sprint cars can reach speeds of up to 140 miles per hour. That's why they rely on their aerodynamic wings to increase traction and prevent flipovers.
They come out of turn 4, battle shaping up.
But at this race, those same wings are the reason one car careens into the flagman's tower. Utica Rome Speedway, Vernon, New York. A packed field of winged sprint cars complete a preliminary lap before beginning a 15-lap race. At high speeds, the large wings create downforce, which helps keep the cars on the track. The wings can also create a blind spot for the racers behind them, which is why drivers must always keep an eye out for the flagman.
Pit car pulls to the infield. We're set to go racing.
Just as the pack anticipates a green flag at the start of the race, a yellow caution flag is waved due to a stalled vehicle up ahead.
Caution flag remaining out.
But not all of the drivers can see the waving yellow flag. The front two cars slow down when they spot the caution flag. Unable to see due to car 44's wing, car 3 doesn't slow down. As the front end whips around, it creates a makeshift ramp that sends another speeding car airborne and smashing into the flagman's stand. With only a second to react, lead flagman Matt Burdick shoves the assistant flagman off the 12-foot-high metal platform.
Matt Burdick and Tom making the exit on the flag stand. Oh!
The number 2 car slams to the ground, its front axle destroyed. Emergency personnel rush to the scene. The 2 drivers emerge from their cars. Both are uninjured. But the luckiest guys on the track are the 2 flagmen. Both manage to escape without injury. The U.S. proves its mastery of spaceflight in 1969 when it lands the first men on the moon. But the pathway to success is strewn with spectacular failures. In 1958, just 2 months after the Soviets put the world's first satellite into orbit, the U.S. attempts to launch a rocket called Vanguard. Just 4 feet off the ground, low fuel tank pressure causes the Vanguard to fall back on the launch pad and explode. Two years later, NASA attempts to launch the Titan I, the first rocket to feature a 2-stage design. 7 seconds into flight, the Titan's second stage boosters ignite prematurely, causing complete destruction. In July 1960, this Atlas rocket is about to take flight. Just after liftoff, the Atlas pitches to the right. As it clears the launch pad, its trajectory returns to normal, and all systems are go. 57 seconds into the flight, scientists lose radio contact with the Atlas. The range safety officer has no choice but to initiate the rocket's self-destruct mechanism. What remains of the Atlas plummets to Earth. It's another huge explosion in the skies over the Cape as an Atlas Agena rocket disintegrates in midair. A malfunctioning servo control circuit causes the guidance system to fail. One of the two booster engines pitches downward, sending the rocket earthward. Despite the magnitude of the explosions and the fiery debris, no one is injured in any of these launches. By poring over the debris from these fiery disasters, scientists learn how to build more reliable launch systems. The research culminates with the Saturn V, the rocket that beats the Soviets to the moon.
I'm Ron Pitts. We'll see you next time on Destroyed in Seconds.